On Arizona Democrat Kristen Sinema while she stays quiet on the fate of this new spending bill. West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin is speaking out after striking that deal with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and responding directly to charges from Home Depot co-founder Ken Langone on this very show.
I believe he's going to be tricked. Okay, that's what I'm worried about. I shouldn't say I believe. I'm worried he's going to be tricked. The revenues won't be there and the expenses will be there, and that's going to be inflationary. That's going to be, by its very definition, inflationary.
All right.
So what are they doing? They're only putting more gas on the fire.
We have an agreement. I have a trust there. But I can tell you, it has consequences if either one of us don't keep our bargain. So from Chuck Schumer to Nancy Pelosi to the President of the United States, we have an agreement that we are going to do permitting reforms. If that doesn't happen, I said again, on either side, if I don't keep my word and my bargain, if they don't keep theirs, there will be consequences.
Let's ask former director of the Congressional Budget Office, Doug Holtz-Eakin, now president of American Action Forum. Douglas, great to see you. I suppose this is an economic and a political question, so put your political and your economic hat on just for a second. Do you believe it's possible that Joe Manchin was tricked?
I don't think he was tricked. I think he has made a good faith effort to negotiate something that he believes in. It comes in two pieces. One is written down, one no one else has seen. I would be at least nervous about the second piece ever showing up, and those are the permitting reforms and the enhancements and the ability to extract oil and gas in the United States. So I don't think he was tricked, but I'm not sure that he should trust the track record on the other side of that bargain.
But he, again, jumped on TV this morning. There was a gaggle with reporters, and he is still defending his decision on this. Listen.
There's nothing on taxes at all. There's not one penny of change in taxes. I have no idea where they're coming at. Let me tell you the only thing that we did. The only thing that was done is basically we looked at taking everything out that could be looked to be to fanning the fires of inflation or inflaming it. And there's nothing there.
And I said to Peter Doocy, it was a great question in the White House briefing room about the Joint Committee on Taxation, saying quite the opposite of what Joe Manchin just said there. Nearly every income group will see tax hikes go up under this bill, and U.S. manufacturing will suffer. I mean, the Joint Committee on Taxation is supposed to be the holy grail, nonpartisan, and Democrats certainly touted it for the infrastructure bill. So why would they not believe that group if they now say, no, everyone's taxes will go up, including those making less than $400,000 a year?
Well, because it's very inconvenient, as you know. I mean, the Joint Committee on Taxation hasn't changed the way they do anything. They get tax legislation, they look at the implications, they assign it to income groups. This is business as usual for them, so they took the language as written, interpreted it, wrote it down, and it hits people of all incomes. And it's inevitable that it will, because it's a large tax increase on American corporations who employ a lot of Americans, sell products to a lot of Americans, and this will make the wages for the former go down and the prices for the latter go up. And so that's bad news for Americans of all incomes. It's not a complicated analysis. And in the same way, Sandra, you know, Ken Langone is right. If you look at what the Congress is up to, the House is busy trying to pass this CHIPS bill with hundreds of billions of dollars in corporate welfare. The Senate's moving on to whatever we want to call this inflationary, anti-inflationary bill. And combined, they will do a lot of spending up front, promise to pay for it later, and the deficit won't go down for 6 years. If the Fed doesn't have inflation under control in 6 years, we're all in really big trouble. This will do nothing to help. Nothing.
Because that was the conclusion of the UPenn study, right? That this bill will do nothing to actually reduce inflation. So there's the possibility that everyone's taxes are going to go up and inflation's going to go even higher, and no one would win, Douglas.
You should be concerned about that. I mean, you know, there's a lot of talk about whether the U.S. is in a recession or not. Put that aside. We're not doing very well. We need good, sound fiscal policies, tax and spending policies that will help the economy grow. This is exactly the opposite. More upfront spending, higher taxes promised in the future, inflation not under control. It's not the right way to go.
Douglas Holtz-Eakin on all of that for us. Really interesting. The Wall Street Journal editorial board, wherever you look, there is criticism of this. The board there saying that the Schumer-Manchin 15% minimum tax on corporations is especially harmful and will lead to job losses. We'll see what Kristen Sinema does. You know, she's obviously got some leverage here.